Welcome to the Somerville's Summer's 2025 music program this summer. And my name is Darren Sachs, and I'm directing Orchestra 1. Behind me, all the students on stage have been working very hard these last 2 weeks to put together two pieces that we'll be performing now. The first one is called March in the Style of Pirelli, and the second one is called Tomahawk. Hope you enjoy.
This is the Orchestra 2 group. We've been hard at work on our piece called Metallurgy. Metallurgy is the study of metals, all things scientific. So we're going to see, I want you to see if you can maybe hear some references to some metallic sounds, etc., that we're trying to imitate with our instruments here. We've been hard at work on dynamics with this piece, which is our musical volume, and exploring how we can play loud versus soft and have some different effects with that, as well as our different articulations. So you might hear some really short and fast notes, and you might hear some nice long sustained notes. So we hope you enjoy Metallurgy. So our wind players from Orchestra 2 have a piece we've been working on. This is Steve's Lava Chicken from the Minecraft movie. We hope that you enjoy. Feel free to sing along if you would like. 1, 2, 1,
Maggie, and I teach cello here. You're about to hear all of the cellos, advanced, the more beginner ones, just all cellos getting together to perform Allegro for you all. Allegro is kind of an Italian word for like fast, very like energetic, moving. So this piece is going to be quick. It's also going to showcase their ability to do long bowings, short bowings, everything in between. Not aware of it being in any movies, but we'll see.
name's Miss Naomi, and this is the beginner violin group. Very important to know about these four amazing musicians is they've been only playing their instruments for 2 weeks, so they've learned a ton. First song we're going to play is called the Stomping Song. So you're going to notice we all put our bows down and we're using a technique called pizzicato where you don't play the string with the bow, you just pluck it. Ready? Twinkle Little Star, but we're playing what's called a variation. So we take the same notes, but we add a new rhythm to it. The last piece we're going to play is a song called Barrier Reef, and just use your imagination to see something in your mind of what this music provokes for you.
Dr. LaRose, Dr. Andrea LaRose. I did a lot of music homework, and that's why I'm a doctor. We are going to take you back to the early 80s with the next two songs. We're going to do a little bit of Funky Town and a little bit of Electric Avenue. Please, please, please sing along. When it's time to sing along, you'll know. We're going to invite some of our orchestra 2 clarinet friends to come help us with Funky Town. Enjoy. So I'm really happy because oftentimes it's really hard to get strings and winds together when they're just starting out, because the notes that are easy for winds and the notes that are easy for strings are not always the same. But we figured it out, we found a song, and here's Electric Avenue. Ready? Alrighty, our next one is Shark Attack. We talked about how the shark's far away, and then it gets closer, and then maybe it's close to biting us. Maybe. We'll see if we survive by the end. Okay, we all ready? Okay, instruments up.
Let's hope we survive.
I hope we survive. Okay, here we go. Instruments up. Take it away, Miss Sadler.
you so much for being here, everybody. We really appreciate you coming out for our final concert of the 2 weeks. Our last performance will be by the faculty, and so we are all just going to set up quickly, and we have 2 pieces. One is a tango by Albanese, which is like a string quartet arrangement, and then we're all coming on stage for a performance of Serduk by Stevie Wonder. So we hope you We played it once already. This would be our second time through. So. The art of rehearsal. Okay. Yes. Try it again. 1, 2. I want to thank everyone on this stage. I want to thank all of you guys as well for sending all your students to us for the last 2 weeks or part thereof. It's been really a great 2 weeks, one of the best in a while. So thank you so much. I'm just going to go around the circle and thank everyone. This is Miss Naomi. She's been teaching the violins. This is Julie. This is Layla. There are 3 recently graduated high schoolers on the stage as well who came and helped out a little bit as well. So this is Layla. We have Katiana. We have Megan. We have Dr. LaRose. This is Jackson. We have Darren Sachs, Mr. Sachs, Mr. Ben, Miss Bowles, and this is Coco, and finally Miss Maggie Madsen. So. so much again, and have a great afternoon, the rest of your summer.